With summer sales in full swing, July has turned out to be my largest haul in quite some time. Hello everyone, I'm Zath and welcome back to my channel for another Manga Haul video. I'm still recovering emotionally from my Last of Us 2 playthrough, but luckily for me, several of the manga titles I picked up this month were lighthearted and fun. Now, without further ado, let's get to it. Starting us off this month is All You Need Is Kill. I read the story a while back. It is a complete one-volume series, and Takeshi Obata from Death Note and Bakuman does the art, so we know it's top-notch. If you've seen most popular movies in recent years, you probably saw pieces, at least, of the Tom Cruise movie Edge of Tomorrow, which is loosely based on this series. Slightly spoiler warning, if you want a happy ending, you probably just want to see the movie. All You Need Is Kill pulls no punches in its violence. The story is based on a young man who is fighting an army of alien mimics that have invaded the world. Each day he dies and is reborn that morning to fight and die all over again, as he tries to figure out what's happening to him. Most people have already read this manga, but if you haven't, it's definitely worth the read. Spy stories aren't really the most original by nature. Just look how many Bonds and Bond-like movies are out there. However, with my newest pickup, it definitely breaks the mold in surprising ways. Spy Family Volume 1 tells the story of a master spy named Twilight as he is assigned an undercover mission. Only this time, he won't be going alone. He needs to assemble a family in order to accomplish his goal and save the world. Though unbeknownst to him, his wife is an assassin and his daughter is a telepath. This makes for some hilarious moments in comedy, and I especially love Anya, his daughter's facial expressions. They're some of the most hilarious in manga. I really love this series. It's been an absolute favorite, and I know it'll definitely be in my top 10 of the year. I hope the series continues strong and that we get our releases in a timely manner. But definitely, if you're looking for something new, definitely pick this up. Next up, we have Black Clover, Volume 18, Volume 19, Volume 20, and Volume 21. Black Clover has been a great series. It's really in full swing now with its story and action, and one of the things that I think Black Clover does really well is managing its side characters. We really see in all these volumes what exactly each member of the cast is doing and how they're helping the overall plot move forward. I think that's one thing that not all series can do, but Black Clover does it top-notch. In Volume 20, I absolutely love Charmy in this. She was so cool. And I was really impressed with the reveal and explanations in Volume 21. It's always a pleasure to read, and I'm looking forward to the next volume. Two-page spreads can be super powerful, whether it depicts an epic battle, scenery, or just characters. In Volume 2 of Prince Freya, there is just a scene that conveys something I really never expected to see in this story. And if I didn't see the Shoujo Beats icon on the side, I really wouldn't know this is shoujo. I mean, look at that. That's freaking great. The artwork is amazing in this series, but really the drama and story make it top-notch. With only 2 volumes released so far, I feel so invested in this story. So much has happened in these 2 volumes that it feels like I've been with the series much longer. So if you like medieval fantasy genre or drama, you definitely need to be reading Prince Freya. I cannot wait for the next volume. Speaking of great shoujo beat titles, we have Takane and Hana Volume 15. If you're only reading one shoujo beat title, it really should be this one. I love the bright color of the spine and just always love the artwork. Another great volume to an awesome series. I know we're getting ready to wrap up here shortly, but I enjoy each and every volume. This month I continued the long-winded title series from last month, ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, Chapter 2, A Week at the Mansion, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, and Volume 5. The main story is only Volumes 1 through 4. Volume 5 is a fan service compiled with random stories volume. Honestly, I really regret purchasing Volume 5, so if that's not your thing, save yourself some money and just buy Volumes 1 through 4 for story. Also, there was some very cringy and uncomfortable bath time side story in Volume 4 at the very end. I feel like I should mention that. It's weird and unnecessary, but you can skip it and really not miss anything important. Other than that, I enjoyed Chapter 2 of the series. I think the plot kept me more interested than its flat characters overall. Subaru, the main character, is all over the place, and again, not my favorite type of MC, but again, the story carries it enough to kind of ignore it. In the long run, though, I think I enjoyed Chapter 1 more than Chapter 2. And starting off another part of the ReZero series is ReZero, Starting Life in Another World, Chapter 3, Truth of Zero, Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, and Volume 5. The first volumes open up with more of the political drama and story overall encompassing, which was really nice. I also enjoyed seeing other characters. I really find Amelia, Felt, and Reinhardt way more interesting than Subaru at the moment, especially with some of these earlier moments. He really got on my nerves. Like, would it kill him to just be, a decent non-idiot for 5 minutes? Apparently would. But overall, the story is moving along, it's keeping my attention. I also really enjoyed the color pages that were included in this release. I always like to see color pages. It's nice to get more than just the cover to see characters or scenery and whatnot. So I really like that. I hope the story continues its uptick, because it did drag a little bit, but I am enjoying the chapters as they're going out, so I'll be picking up more of those next month. Next up, we have The Way of the House Husband, Volume 3. I absolutely love this series, so if you want to read some classy comedy, you definitely need to pick up the series. It's hilarious. I laugh with each volume. I just wish the volumes were longer. They're so thin, and I read them so fast, and then they're just gone, but I'm definitely always looking forward to the next volume when it's released. After that, we have Deko-Boko, Sugar Days. This is a 1-volume complete story about 2 childhood friends, Yujiro and Ri. Yujiro promises to protect his friends, and the problems arise when his friend's actually 6 foot tall, so he's no longer the little kid that he knew, and as they grow up. But I really liked the characters, the design and just their expressions, just so happy and lighthearted and cute. And it was nice to see a story without any of the drama, and angst that come with BL titles. So I would definitely recommend picking this up if you're looking for a sweet read. Next up, we have more of a favorite series of mine, Demon Slayer Volume 12 and Volume 14. I have no idea what happened to Volume 13. Riot Stuff said they shipped it already, but it's definitely not on my shelves, so I'm going to have to remedy this at some point. You all know my thoughts about Demon Slayer. I absolutely love it, and I look forward to collecting each of these volumes as they are released. I'm glad that Viz is still pushing the once a month, so we can finally catch up and see that ending. After that is a manga title that I literally just stumbled upon, and that is Ne, or maybe it's Ne, I don't know. Anyway, this is another single volume series for the month. It's an adorable story about a couple after they get married. They're both super awkward, but care for one another, and it just makes for some fun, lighthearted read. It never lets itself sink into more serious parts that the story could entail. It shows the two work around their new married life and, handle issues that arise and work together. But yeah, I really like the art. It just, that's soft-hearted, light. There's some color pages in the middle, which is always nice, because, I always love color pages. But I definitely recommend, if you're looking for a 1-volume light series, definitely pick this up. And finishing a series I started last month, we have 10 Count Volume 5 and Volume 6. I've now read the complete series, and I really enjoyed it. The story kept me interested, and everything was explained and wrapped up at the end, so I can see why it's a really popular BL title. So I definitely, if you're in the genre and you want a complete series with good art, because yeah, the art is really good, but definitely give this a try. Next up, we have An Incurable Case of Love, Volume 4, another volume for this Shoujo Josei series. Keeps my attention. I like the covers more than anything, and the topic that it's adults instead of, kids that is the most popular. But, story overall is kind of all over the place. It's not bad enough for me to drop it completely, just I would recommend several other series if you're looking for Shoujo Beat titles. Another single volume series for this month is Don't Call Me Daddy. This is the story of two friends, Hanoi and Ryuji. One day, Ryuji is left a son on his doorstep, and he begs his friend to help raise him. At first, everything's fine, they're making the balance, but Hanoi discovers that his feelings toward his friend aren't exactly normal. To top it off, Ryuji's son declares in school that he has two dads, and afraid to mess up, Ryuji's son's life, Hanoi leaves them both. Then years later, they run into each other and, realize that time doesn't exactly change some feelings overall. But pretty sweet, lighthearted story about an unconventional family, and that unconventional families are always really interesting to me personally, but again, really enjoyable, and I think it tells a good message to the reader that sometimes you just gotta say what's, on your mind and get the other person's response then and there instead of keeping you guessing. But yeah, definitely recommend for anyone who wants a warm-hearted BL read with nice art. After that, we have The Promised Neverland, Volume 15. Though the series has already ended in Japan, we still have more volumes to go in English publication. So, in this volume, Emma and Ray go on a journey to a very interesting place. I still enjoy this series, though the vibe has long shifted from its original arc, and I look forward to collecting the remaining volumes as they're released. Next up is Full Metal Alchemist Full Metal Editions Volume 8 and Volume 9. By now you guys know how much I love these editions, because they really do so much justice to the series. I love the page quality and just look at the covers, and they span to the back, like just so nice, and you can kind of see the alchemist symbol in between there. But yeah, so if you, again, I always recommend it. If you want to collect Full Metal Alchemist, these are the editions to do so. Next up is Dr. Stone, Volume 8, Volume 9, and Volume 10. This was another series that fell off my radar. I didn't particularly care for Volume 7, so it fell back on my pickup queue. However, with these 3 volumes, it really strung up my interest again. With Volume 10, we wrap up the Stone Wars arc of the series, which started out in Volume 1, so we wrap up all those storylines while laying foundation for future stories. Boichi's art is always nice to look at, even if I'm not a fan of how he draws women, but Dr. Stone has definitely picked up steam for me, so I hope it continues to do so. And wrapping up this month is Akira's box set, so this is Volume 1 of the 35th Anniversary Edition that is released by Kodansha, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5, and Volume 6. This release is really awesome looking. I've never read the manga, but like most people have seen the movie. But these hardbacks are really nice. I mean, like the art that they put on them and just the durability and page quality. Obviously, and the size of this book, you can't really see it in frame, but these are large releases for sure. But yeah, definitely love to finally have this in my collection. That's going to do it for my July haul. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, if you have any recommendations for new series or thoughts about any manga you saw in this haul, let me know in the comments below. I'm Zath. Have a good day.